morning and welcome to Shamanic Sundays. I'm Kimberly Pinkson here with my dad.
I'm not Kimberly Pinkson.
Tom Pinkson. And we are here to share with you, join together and talk about the principles of shamanic wisdom that you have learned over the years and we can use in our daily lives. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. One of the most important parts of shamanism and shamanic wisdom and natural wisdom, indigenous wisdom that I've learned is about sacred reciprocity and giving before you take. So I want to start us off with a prayer of gratitude.
Thank you, Great Spirit, for this breath of life. We wouldn't be here without this invisible energy you're sending into us with each breath. You who know how to create this breath of life and apparently believe in us, that you enough that you manifested us in the perfection of who and how and what we are, and this beautiful Mother Earth in these challenging times. You want us here, and we're not here by accident. So thank you for giving us this breath of life and the gifts of creation and our ancestors. We give gratitude to our ancestors. We wouldn't be here without you and the ancestor spirits of the land we live on. We remember you here. Good medicine to you. And thank you for the gifts of our families, our communities, and thank you for the situations that challenge us in our lives, that push our buttons and give us opportunity to work with our inner dynamics to wake up, wise up, and live love now. And may we use our joining here today, hearts, minds, and spirits, to open the Nayarika, open the doorway, and bring through healing light and love, and extend it out into the larger field for healing of perception, of understanding, and living from awareness of our unity, interwoven oneness, how we're all related, how we're all kin, and we all have the ability to make a difference in what's happening in the world. And may we use this time together to strengthen our ability to make a positive difference for healing of the sacred hoop. May it be so. Hope. All right.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We are so happy you are here too. I see that comment in the chat. So thank you. Oh gosh. I have a couple things that come to mind today to talk about. And one of them is love, because it's something that you talk about all the time. And many of us say, love you, I love you.
I love you.
I love you. We love you. Live love now. And this morning I have to admit, one of my weaknesses, well, I think it's a good thing actually, because it brings me a lot of joy, is watching little kid, baby, and animal videos on Instagram. And this morning there was this beautiful one of all these little toddlers like kissing their dogs. And the song that was playing in the background was Elvis Presley's I Can't Help Falling in Love with You, which was one of my childhood favorite songs. So as I was driving over here to be together this morning, I was thinking about love, and then thinking just, so many layers to what it means to be in love, to be loving, to feel love, to feel loving. So I just want to bring it back to the basics. We didn't get any questions this week, so just bringing it back to the basics and putting forth to you, what is love? And if you want to share in the chat too, we'd love to hear from you too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, what is love, Dad?
Well, it's a 4-letter word that in English that, as you indicated, has many different meanings. Platonic love, erotic love, romantic love, the love of the parent for the child, the animal for the dog for the person who feeds it, the child that sees the love and appreciates the love in the animal. So the all of which are wonderful energies that are expressions of how to be in a relationship. certain kind of feelings, energy feelings of being in a relationship that has the heart open and warm, good feelings flowing in the heart and then out to whomever, the person or people or situation. And on a deeper level, cosmic love or agape love is love that's is transcendent of attachment to an individual or connection to an individual. It's infinite, unconditional essence energy of the universe, creative power of the universe. The essence of that energy is love. In the New Testament, it speaks about those who love know God, for God is love. So to me, wake up, wise up, and live love now is to a formula that came to me to help me focus my attention on no matter what's happening. If I'm alive and I'm conscious, and breathing, I have everything I need to be able to wake up and remember I'm not my body or my ego and its stories, its reactions to whatever's going on. There's all of that has an existence which needs to be worked with, learned how to work with skillfully, but it's not the essence of who I am. The essence of who I am and what I am is that cosmic love of the universe that we are all embedded in and is in us, and it's the very nature of our being. We are love, and our love is forgiving, and we are loved. And we have the opportunity in being alive to wake up, remember this, wise up, pull the plug on attachment and identity with our ego and physical body and all the stories it makes up and fuels. We're more than all of that, and so to experience the fullest richness of being alive in the moment is, for me anyway, is to wake up and connect with my ability to live love now, to open to it, experience it, realize it's being fueled and strengthened with each new breath of stardust in oxygen energy, and metaphorically and literally from a vision that I had with the Huichols in Wirikuta, our Holy Land, many years ago, the blossoming of love flowers in my heart, filling my heart up and taking me into a blissful state and during this all-night ceremony and filling my body up and just bliss of these repeatedly replicating flowers of love, beautiful pink, white flowers of love, just filling my being. And there's no more room in my being than I had to send it out because they kept replicating, kept dividing like cell division. They just boom, boom, boom. And so send it out, send those loving flowers out into the world, to family, to friends, to loved ones, to whoever spirit was directing me to send it to, a state of bliss. And so to wake up and remember that we are love and we have the opportunity to live love now, being a channel for healing, light, and love is, to me, the deepest expression of love. And the more I'm able to be in tune with that and in line with that, the richer my experience of being alive is in the moment. So sending some of that healing, light, and love out to all of you listening here. Oh,
thank you. So in all your years of being, working in this space and you're, being a psychologist and your many layers of healing work that you do, what do you think the biggest hurdle is to people being able to feel love and to feel loved and to feel loving?
Well, I think Buddha addressed this pretty eloquently many years ago, in a little different framing, but we'll make a bridge to it from your question to your question.
I've noticed we're both we can bridge kind of seemingly random thoughts pretty good. So thank you guys for hanging with us when we go there.
Yeah, well, everything's connected. There's no such thing as something that's disconnected. So if we open and drop in deep enough, then we find the connections. So Buddha said, hey, if paraphrase, if you're experiencing suffering, then that's because you're creating with your mind, what you're putting your attention into, the stories you're telling yourself, your beliefs, the way you're identifying yourself, um, um, it creates that suffering. So that deep essence, inner peace, and infinite unconditional light and love that you are didn't go anywhere. It's still in you. You just disconnected your awareness from it through the thoughts you're thinking. And the starting place is thinking that we're something separate, that we are the totality of who we are as our physical bodies, and our identification as ego with our physical bodies, and the stories that our ego creates, that's ultimate reality. And all of those thoughts, beliefs, perceptions are not accurate. Not accurate. They're not true in terms of what reality really is. That spiritual traditions, mystics, and quantum physicists tell us is a infinite energy field of different manifestations of the energy, but it's all embedded in the same field. It's all made of the same thing. It's like the waves of the ocean. You know, you look at just the waves, and each wave has its individuality and its form and height and color and expression, and i.e. its individuality. And yet it's connected to the ocean. You take away the ocean, there's no wave. It's all connected to the infinite ocean. Every wave in the oceans of the world is connected. It's all connected, and it's all made of the same thing, all the same energy. So in a similar way, the essence of our being is already inside of us. We don't have to create it. It's like waking up to seeing, how do I disconnect from it? What are the ways I disconnect from it? And specifically in terms of love, being able to open to feeling love and to extending love. Again, thought forms in the mind, such as, well, I don't deserve love. That's a story. That's a belief. And if I put my energy into relating to it as if it's true, that becomes my reality. I don't experience love. Why? Because I don't deserve it. And ego stories can come up with all the reasons why I don't deserve it, because I did this, I didn't do that. Bottom line is, it's a choice of what you're putting attention into in terms of belief, and that particular belief has the impact of closing your heart. And then if along with that ego identity and a belief in separation, if you're making negative judgments about yourself and someone else, then automatically the heart closes. And so then there can't be, there's a blockage from the flow of love coming and going. So judgment, this instant negative judgment is made about our being, or the being of another is differentiated from behavior. Important differentiation. As soon as the judgment's made about our own being in a negative way or someone else's being, boom, constriction, heart closes, tightness, energy can't move, and we're suffering. We're creating suffering for ourselves. And so we don't have the power to change what we don't see, face, and accept as this is what's happening. I've been choosing to put my energy in and judging myself. I'm not worthy of love, or this other person isn't. And so then, boom, there's that separation. And then there's pain, fear, anxiety, and suffering, and separation from the essence of who and what we are. So when we see that, we see the role I'm playing in creating my suffering and creating that disconnect and closing my heart, causing my heart to close through judgments, through shame, guilt, negativity. Then I have the power to pull a plug on that. Say, no, I'm not going to put my attention or my belief energy into that's true and that's all that's true. I'm going to pull a plug on all of that. Just pull the plug on all of it and release all of that. That's I'm releasing the unconsciously conditioned, what Tico infected, malignant, ego-frenia, meanness, me. It's about me. And when it's only about me, that eventually leads to meanness, being mean to others, just as long as my ego gets what it wants. So pulling the plug on all of that, releasing all of that, letting it go, so we can let awareness kind of drop down underneath all of that into that which has been in us all along through grace, gift of grace, deep inner peace, equanimity, access to infinite wisdom and infinite love that we are. So that's what comes forth in response to your pregunta.
Thank you.
Right.
What So for those of you who've been joining us for a while here, we're trying to do this more often together because it reduces some of the technical challenges. And of course, I appreciate sitting here next to you, so don't want to minimize that part also. But what you folks didn't get to see, because his hands were below the camera, but as he was talking, he was going like this with his hands, like, letting the love come down and like what filters through. And I think I'm pretty sure my brother-in-law and I were watching like a show about football quarterbacks, and one of them was talking about like literally wiggling his hands, like as games, were heating up and, important plays or whatever. And I started doing that like a lot as I'm doing my prayers. And also like when I go out into the ocean, or when I'm, when I was out on Vision Quest a few weeks ago, I spent a lot of time just literally like wiggling my fingers. And it's like literally you're just opening your ability to keep your channels open more, and sending those vibrations out into the world more. So you can be sharing love and receiving love more. So I just wanted to share that, because I have been finding it really a sweet feeling of just like, even there was a challenging moment a couple weeks ago with someone dear to me, and I just briefly just felt myself doing that again with my fingers, because it was just a reminder to just stay open, just keep the receptors open to like giving and receiving. And so, just helpful to me. So happy to share that today.
Helps keep the pipes open. Keep the pipes open.
Yeah, definitely. And then the other thing I remember hearing once, and maybe it was with you and Jerry's work about Jerry Jampolsky, founder of the Center for Attitudinal Healing and a longtime dear person in our lives. And you, one of the early team members at the center, working with death and dying, and bringing love into death and dying, and applying the love is letting go of fear model to that. But one of the things that really stuck with me is how there's really only like two emotions in life. There's love or there's fear. And then everything else falls under one of I just wiggled my fingers again, falls under one of those umbrellas. And I know that I, just speaking for myself, often find myself in moments of feeling judged, or, judging myself, sad, scared, angry, hurt, whatever, fill in the challenging emotion. And a helpful tool in the toolbox is going back to which one am I feeling right now, and how can I shift to that? So with all that, could you, Dad, lead us in a visualization about when we feel that any of those sort of more challenging emotions that are just on the full rainbow of our feelings as human beings, how we can skillfully move back into being in a place of more love.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, first I want to explain something about why my eyes are closed so often. That because they're really tired. I was diagnosed, a year or so ago with macular degeneration. It's the dry kind, so it's not as difficult as the wet kind. But there's no cure for it, and so I'm supposed to take these pills twice a day to slow it down. And pills have the side effect of some nausea and malaise, and just makes my eyes feel really heavy and tired. So I only take it once a day before I go to bed. But it's like I wake up in the morning and there's like 20-pound weights on my eyes. Are already tired, and I just want to close my eyelids and kind of just drop inside. And so that's why I spend a lot of time with my eyes closed, even when I'm not seeking guidance from spirit, just dropping in. My eyes are tired. And when Kimberly or somebody asks me a question and I have to access spirit, then my eyes close automatically also, to just drop into the looks within place. So I just wanted to explain that to you, why I have my eyes closed a lot. And I'm not just nodding out. So invite you to drop into your looks within place here.
Yeah, definitely, for the visual. Thank you. And thank you for your courage in dealing with that. And Yeah, we invite you to close your eyes too.
Yeah. And it's restful. I find it restful.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives us, most of us are walking around with a lot of stress. There's so many stressors in today's world. And so all the different levels of our multidimensional being carry stress, the impacts of stress. And so just taking a few moments, like right now, to let our eyelids close down, it limits the amount of energy coming into our eyes. It kind of gives the system a little bit of opportunity to rest, and we can begin to bring in our awareness to noticing our cycle of being breathed. We are being breathed. It can help us to elicit our resource state inside of us of our relaxation response. And especially if we focus on our breathing and we kind of extend the breath in for a little bit and hold it for a moment. Just feel what it's like to hold, and then just slowly letting the air out, but doing it real slowly, exaggerating it. So just doing that, slower breathing in, pausing, slower releasing out, activates our vagal nerve, which helps induce that relaxation response, that resource state we have available to us always. It's always the ability to experience relaxation through our body, through the energy and feelings of our body, always available to us. But again, we have to see what I'm doing to create, to block that, or negate or weaken that potential I have to experience deep relaxation. And when I see it, I can pull the plug on it, release it. And so too with feeling states that are uncomfortable: anger, fear, shame, tension, anxiety, whatever it might be that the experience of is not comfortable, it's not pleasant, and would like it to change, like it to be different. So again, we don't have ability to change anything unless we face the truth of what is. We don't have to like it, but it is. And so instead of resisting it, yes, this is the truth of what's happening. And with uncomfortable feelings, whatever they might be, they're not happening by accident. They didn't just fall out of the blue. There's something in our mind, in our relationships, interactions with someone or something that's triggering those feeling responses. And so rather than just immediately try to get rid of them or make it go away, take some time to see what are the triggers here that have caused me to feel what I'm feeling. What are the stimuli within myself, thought, feeling, sensation, mind, and something in the environment, something in the field, the world field, certainly plenty of those stressors in interaction with someone else. What is the stimulus that created this response inside of me, the stimulus that I created a response to unconsciously that's producing this feeling of anger, fear, anxiety, shame, guilt, judgment? What's the story I'm telling myself about that stimuli? Because it's not ultimately the stimuli, it's the story, the relationship I'm creating with it that's causing the feeling state. So take the time to explore where this feeling's coming from, and what is it can I learn from this? What, as I look honestly at what triggered me, what were the key causative factors in that? And I think no matter what the different stimuli might be, the bottom root of that is identity with my ego and its stories and its belief in separation. There's a root cause for the suffering. So when I see that, then I have power to let it go, and I can bring my awareness back to, all right, so that stimuli happened. I reacted to it in that way. I'm experiencing this feeling as a consequence. And with this next breath, I'm going to breathe out and let go of whatever amount of that energy I want to let go of, breathing it out. And if I breathe out like 2.3 ounces of anger energy or blame or guilt or shame, then there's 2.3% of more openness that was previously blocked with the next breath coming in. So I'm getting more fresh, clean, pure energy from the universe. And what's the quality of that energy? Well, that's loving light energy that's flowing into me, creating, activating wisdom, power, love, light energy flowing in with with the breath. And if I take it in consciously and I let it flow to especially those places where previously there had been contraction or tightness or inflammation caused by that contraction. It's interesting. You contract and it inflames things. Get tight and it inflames things. So pulling the plug on the story, remembering I'm more than my ego. I'm more than the story. Just love, infinite light, love pouring into me. Right now, I can open and receive it, or I can reject it, or I can believe it's not there, or it's not true, and notice the impact of that belief versus the belief that that is true. There is healing light, love, gift, cosmic energy flowing into me from the cosmos with every breath. And every breath out, I can release energy that no longer serves me. And I can ask myself that in that quieting place, that stilling place. So what do you want to experience now? What do you want to co-create with the creator who's given you that life force energy? What do you want to co-create as your experience? You want more suffering. You have a right to it if that's what you want to choose. Keep putting your energy into those stories and beliefs and identity of limitation and constriction that cause separation, and you'll continue to have suffering. And if you feel like you've had enough suffering in your life, I, for one, don't want to use this moment of being alive to create more suffering for myself. I'd rather open my awareness to love's presence. I don't have to pray for spirit's presence. I don't have to pray for love's presence. It's always here. It never left. I just have to open my awareness to love's presence, to spirit's presence. I'm breathing down into my heart. Open my heart to be able to feel, not as an abstract thought, but to feel the energy of infinite, unconditional, healing, transformational, love power, light power, energy flowing into me. You know, the universe we speak about in science, the universe, our universe, came into being 14 billion years or so ago when the singularity, the Big Bang, it's referred to. Well, it's interesting to notice the Big Bang has not stopped. It didn't just happen 14 billion years ago. It's happening right now. The space in which the universe is expanding. We're in it right now. And so that creative wisdom power that goes back to the very beginning of this universe, pouring into us, infinite, creating, activating wisdom, power, energy, whose essence is loving light. This loving light. So I can choose to open to that. Yeah, in this moment of being alive, no matter what I chose before, ego identity, believing in ego stories of limitation, of negativity, of unworthiness, of whatever. In this moment, that breath comes in 100% clean, 100% clean. And so I can open to it, let it flow through me. I choose to experience inner peace now. I choose to open my awareness to infinite, unconditional light and love flowing into me, flowing through me, beauty, creativity, wisdom, strength, courage, healing, letting it flow through me, letting it flow through you, letting that healing energy coming in with the breath flow where it needs to go, bringing through its healing flow, bringing through healing flow all the way down through your body, down into your ankles and your feet and your toes and your toenails and everything up, coming up from the earth, coming in with the breath, filling ourselves up. Walk in beauty. It's all around you. Walk in beauty. Let love surround you. Walk in beauty. Make it around you. Walk in beauty with love for all. May it be so. Healing of the sacred who. Ho, Pumprios. Hey, eyes open.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
Por todo.
I had this as you were talking. I love thinking that the Big Bang is still happening. Like I've never really thought about that before. And that means that each of us is still part of that. And every step is like part of that bang. And so that like bang sounds really like big and powerful. But also I just see these gentle, like every step, every flower blossoming that we're taking in That like the baying is these gentle ripples too, and how just and so at the risk of sounding kind of kooky, but I guess we do that anyways. So I don't need to worry about the risk because we do sometimes. But I hope y'all have a banging week.
A good banging week. Bang on. Good,
yeah, bang
with
on,
goodness.
everyone. Yeah, and thank you again for being here, and thank you for bringing the love through. And it strikes me also that just, I know you talk about this a lot too, and many others do, and it's not any news, but just a reminder that like the most powerful things are often things we can't necessarily like touch or feel, but the beingness is like critical to our beingness, right? Love, air. So yeah. Thank you again. We'll see you next week for Shamanic Sundays. Share with your friends, family, anyone who you think needs a little bit more of this.
Oh,
take care.
bye con Dios.
Bye everyone. Take care. And we'll respond to the comments too. I didn't want to interrupt, and you can jump on Facebook soon. Okay. Take care, everyone.